Well, welcome to the Doug Hall crazy, oh my God, boom, 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 boom.
Is that what we're calling the podcast?
This is the podcast. Here we are podcasting. It's me, it's you. I'd like to introduce you to my, stop recording me, Grace, and that's annoying. That's annoying. My son over there, our technician is actually... He is over there recording us on his iPhone to send to his stupid friends. So, anyways, we're doing a podcast here. And right now, our guest today is Valerie. Hi, Valerie. How are you?
Hi. Thanks for having me.
I'm glad you're here. Why don't you talk into that microphone? You actually kind of want to point it like that.
Okay. So I don't want to turn away from the mic.
Hear how good correct? You sound when you're up on it?
Yes.
Talk?
Yes.
Okay.
I can hear.
I'm up on it, and you can really hear me clearly. But if I back away, I'm not so clear.
But is it annoying on camera to have me like that?
No, I think you need to be talking directly into the microphone in such a way that you've got the solid, thick voice.
Okay.
Okay. So be talking to and adjust the position of the mic so that it's right where it's in front of your face.
Right.
So that it's catching all the good audio, because that's the whole point of this. And to Mike Winslow's point,
good old Mike, he'll be a guest one of these days.
Well, Mike complains. He complains about these podcasts. He says often he's listening to a podcast in his car, and
his biggest complaint is the
audio. The quality
audio
is terrible. What is that?
Camera mic.
Well, no, actually, Grayson, believe it or not, that camera mic, you're going to use the audio on that recording there, the video recording. It's going to sync with the Pro Tools audio. So you have to. I mean, you could mute it, I guess.
Do that in post-production, basically.
You're gonna mute it, and you're gonna use the Pro Tools audio where you're using the actual. You'll mute the audio on the video, and then you'll use the Pro Tools audio, which will be
this as wordy as possible.
nice and clean.
You're basically gonna.
So Val, let's talk about Coco. What's happened with Coco this week? 2 weeks ago. Tell the story, Val.
Well, let's see. 2.5 weeks ago, I took Coco for her last walk of the day.
Who is Coco, by the way?
Coco is our mini dachshund.
How much does Coco weigh?
Right now, 18 pounds, and she should weigh about 12.
She's a fatty.
So she's a little obese.
Coco is like a little piglet.
But she's 13 and a half, and she's been fairly healthy up until a few weeks ago.
And then what happened?
So I was bringing her in the house from her walk, and I took her leash off, and I walked through the kitchen to the closet to put my coat away.
This is at what time?
About 11:30 at night.
So I was in bed.
You were in bed.
I'd gone to
bed. So I turned around because I heard her walk across the floor, and she stopped in an odd spot in front of the stairs and
stopped walking, just sat down.
Yes, she just sat down, and I asked her what she was doing, and I couldn't see because it was dark. Most of the lights were off. And when I walked up on her, I realized that she had gone to the bathroom in that spot.
No, in the house?
In the house, walked away. And
Poop or pee?
Poop.
She pooped in the house.
She pooped in the house. So I walked. I walked over to find her because I could hear something.
Right.
And I walked around the corner on the other side of the kitchen counter, and she was over by her bed in the kitchen, and she had pooped again.
Pooped.
And I realized that she was sitting in a weird position. Was
there an odor involved?
Yes. Seemed odd to me. So when I walked over to her and asked her what was wrong, she started dragging her back legs behind her, and she quickly crawled under the chair in the kitchen.
Now, this is after she pooped in the house.
Yes, twice.
Was she acting as if she was upset with herself? Did she know what she had done?
I think she was freaked out by the fact that she had lost the use of her back legs without warning.
So you think that the pooping incident was tied to her lack of control.
I
of
think
her,
so.
Her lower half.
I think so.
Her nether region.
Yes.
So to speak.
Yes. So we took her in
Her
the
toilet flanks.
next morning, and she was diagnosed with IVDD.
Now, what is IVDD? What does that stand for?
It's a disorder that many dogs can get. They typically
Should we be talking to each other, Grayson?
That's why the chairs have to be pointing at each other.
So turn your chair a little bit.
Well,
I'm saying, like,
there are podcasts where the people
Well, so
are
I
looking
can't
at
see
the camera.
myself on that screen, so
It's a little distracting when you're able to see the screen, I think. But also, that's why podcasts are always set up in the corner of a room. Because.
So you're sitting corner to corner
you're
with.
sitting, like, say it's this corner. It's a bad example because you got this
Yeah.
partition here. But you would be sitting here. Mom would be sitting over there. The camera would be way back there, and it would be like.
Yeah.
You would only decorate this corner of the room, so
Okay.
it would look like the whole rest of the room looks like that.
Well, so turn towards me a little bit. Like just rotate your seating position so that you're talking. Is this better? With us turned this way?
Should we be
A
sitting
little bit,
closer?
podcasts like this are usually zoomed out a lot.
Okay.
And like
So they're not this close up.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of space between us right now.
No, I think he means this way, between the camera and the.
Yeah, but so we should be talking. We should be facing each other, talking more to each other. Okay, so anyways, so Coco took a dump in the house. Is that right?
Yes.
And then she
essentially.
was unable to use her legs. Was she crying? Was she whimpering?
She was just kind of acting funny. Like it wasn't necessarily like she was scared that she was in trouble. I felt like it was more of a what in the world is going on.
Something's up. She knows it.
Yeah, she knew it. So
you called me downstairs.
I called you down because I had 2 messes to clean up, and I
come downstairs.
wasn't sure what was
I'm
going
in
on
bed.
with her.
I was in bed. I'm pretty sure I was asleep already.
Yeah.
And you're
so-
calling me to come downstairs. And
So poor baby. Anyway, so IVDD is basically
Jesus.
a vertebrae disorder that happens with a lot of dogs will get it when they are a breed that has shorter legs. So
okay.
beagles, mini dachshunds, of course,
Yeah.
corgis, bulldogs, short dogs with longer torsos.
short little funny dogs.
Yeah. And I mean, they can get it at any time. I guess we're lucky that she hasn't suffered from it prior to now. But I mean, some dogs can have an episode when they're young.
And the doctor, we took her to the vet the next day, and the vet said she wasn't injured. She had just had.
It had been happening over time.
Her spine was degrading.
Right.
It was.
So luckily for her, it turns out it was only one vertebrae, which it can often affect several vertebrae to the point where the dog can't control going to the bathroom, or they lose use of all 4 legs.
Like between the 6th and 7th vertebrae, there did not appear to be any cartilage left. Any
cushion, yeah.
between the vertebrae. So her brain was struggling to send a signal to her legs.
Back legs, yeah.
And she was unable to walk.
So
here we are now 2 weeks later,
Like
2.5
two and a
weeks
half
later.
weeks, yeah.
Took her to the vet, spent $1,100 at the vet, went back, spent another $150 last week. And where are we now?
Well, about 5 days ago, she started attempting to walk. She looks like she's drunk.
Yeah,
but
those legs are. It's actually funny to watch because
Yeah.
she's unsure, unstable on those legs. She is walking though.
yeah, it's almost like she has almost all the feeling back in her back legs, except for maybe her feet partially.
Yeah.
But it's enough that she's pretty stable. So the concern is for her to not re-injure herself and to continue to heal, which means we have to keep her from
No jumping.
climbing,
Which is her
all
favorite
that.
thing to do is jump up on the sofa, to climb up the stairs.
Yeah,
to,
she's
to
always
run
been able to
around.
do that. So that's
She's a
problem.
wild animal. She's nuts.
Yeah. So anyway, she is able to walk. We still give her assistance. But other than that, I mean, I think she's making a pretty good recovery considering it's not even been 3 weeks.
That's great. All right. Well, this has been the story of Coco for the last 2 weeks. It's very exciting that she's on the mend. We'll have to have you back on the show some other time.
I'd love to talk about dogs pooping in the house some more.
It's definitely not
my
your
favorite.
favorite thing. Yeah, it's something that happens often that I guess is traumatic for you because you're a clean freak. But yeah, I think we should have you back on the show. I do thank you for coming. And hey, but by the way, happy birthday. I understand it's your birthday tomorrow.
It is.
Well, so happy
It is.
birthday.
Thank you.
We're
Thank you
going to
for
have a little
remembering.
get together for you. And we'll see. I don't know if you've told your mother what you want for dinner yet, but
I have.
we're going to have that. Yeah. All right. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week.
All right.
All right, Grayson, hit the space bar. Okay.